Exactly 1 year ago, July 2024 to be precise, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, graciously approved and raised the minimum wage from the previous 30,000 naira approved by the then President Muhammadu Buhari to 70,000 naira. Now, for the benefit of those who don't know what minimum wage is at this time, let me explain.
Continue.
Minimum wage is the lowest amount of pay that an employer is legally allowed to give a worker for their labor within a given period. Yes, between an employee and an employer, your employer is to give you 70,000 least. He can pay you more, as the case may be, but it shouldn't be less than 70,000 naira. That's what the government is saying. Minimum wage is usually set by the government. And what are the benefits? Listen or open your ears like Express Road. Number one advantage is to protect workers from exploitation. Yes, for an employer who wants to take advantage of the labor market, at least it shouldn't be less than 70,000. Number two is to guarantee a basic standard of living. 70,000. Basic standard of living. Ha. But let's go let's go forward. Number three, to reduce extreme poverty, and finally create fairness in the labor market. That's what minimum wage is. So for those of you who don't know, now you know. Let's progress. In Nigeria, the minimum wage is set at 70,000 per month. But when you step into the life of an average worker in Nigeria, you will discover that 70,000 is not just small. It's a daily battle for survival.
You think it's a joke? You think it's a joke?
Come with me as I take you through the harsh reality of Nigerians' minimum wage as it affects the common Nigerian. Meet Chinedu, a 28-year-old mechanic assistant. His salary is set at 70,000 naira minimum wage per month. On paper, it may sound fair, but let's break it down into his daily reality. At the start of the month, his salary feels like hope. Of course, Chinedu will think he has so much in his hands to spend for the rest of the month. Might have called a few friends to sit out at the table and merry. But by the time he pays his rent, transport and food are paid for. That hope quickly fades.
Oh my God!
Now, let's look at the influence of inflation on this 70,000 naira minimum wage. As of today, inflation has turned the 70,000 naira into what feels like 20,000 naira.
This is nothing but a man joke.
This is evident in the high cost of gari, rice, and the basic food as they skyrocket as though it's Kilimanjaro. Salaries, on the other hand, remain the same. Out of his 70,000 naira, rent alone can take up to 20,000 naira per month, even in a shared apartment. Transport to work swallows another 15,000 monthly. What of food, unko? At least 25,000 naira for just the basics. By the time you add electricity bills, water, and little family support, there'll be nothing left.
Oh my God!
For many families, sacrifices are now a daily routine. Choosing between protein for dinner or saving money for school fees. Some families eat once or twice a day just to stretch their income. Once upon a time in Nigeria, 1,000 naira could cook you a decent pot of soup. But today, the same 1,000 naira can barely buy enough tomato and pepper for a pot of soup. Families now reduce meat to once or twice a week. Some mothers secretly skip meals, pretending they are full just so their children can eat. This is really pathetic. Now, let's talk about the hike in the price of school fees. As school resume, the struggle deepens. Good schools charge high fees, and even government schools are no longer as cheap as they used to be. Imagine a father earning 70,000 naira may spend nearly half of his salary on just one child's education, leaving little to nothing for others. Some children will have to even stay at home waiting for next term, not because they don't want to be in school, but because their parents simply cannot afford it. Just when you think you've seen everything, it doesn't end there. Transport fare rise whenever petrol prices jump. Electricity bills come whenever or not there was light. Some families intentionally switch off their fridges completely just to cut costs. Every decision from food to transport in Nigeria has become a painful calculation. To survive, many Nigerians turn to side hustles. A banker sells shoes online. A teacher runs an evening lessons for children. A mechanic assistant like Chinedu picks up keke, drives after work. Survival now means working 2 or more jobs in Nigeria just to stay afloat. For minimum wage earners, life is not just about living anymore. It is about sacrificing. Sacrificing dreams, health, and sometimes dignity. Many go into debt with loan apps or borrow from friends just to cover emergencies. Hope itself in Nigeria has become expensive. Yet, in the midst of hardship, Nigerians show resilience. Nigerians are known for their strong and bold and courageous attitude. They rise above it all. They laugh, they hustle, they dream. But beneath every smile is a silent question. How long can we keep surviving on 70,000 naira in a country where everything costs more each day? This is not just Chinedu's story. It is everyday reality of millions of Nigerians surviving, struggling, sacrificing on a minimum wage that barely sustains life. But this struggle doesn't have to be permanent. There are ways we can make progress. First, government can introduce policies that can make wages reflect the true cost of living while fighting inflation with stronger price controls and support for local production. The private sector as well can do more by offering fair salaries, housing schemes, and welfare packages for staff instead of relying only on the minimum wage benchmark. Nigeria as a nation must invest in education, agriculture, power, and transport, lowering living costs so salaries can go further. And for Nigerians themselves, the culture of resilience can be matched with financial literacy, cooperative savings, and entrepreneurship to reduce total dependence on a single income. Because at the end of the day, survival should not be the goal. Dignity, opportunity, and a decent life are what every Nigerian worker truly deserves. Thank you.
If you like this content, kindly click on the like and subscribe button to encourage us.